Hello, future educators. Previously, we discussed about the global teacher. We learned that a global teacher is adaptable, technologically competent, globally aware, committed to lifelong learning, and capable of preparing learners for a rapidly changing world. We also explored the different educational systems from the different countries, namely Finland, Japan, US, China, and Singapore, along with the four pillars of learning: learning to know, learning to do, learning to live together, learning to be, and of course, the importance of the 21st century skills in teaching and learning. And through those discussions, one important realization became clear: that teaching today is no longer limited to simply delivering the lessons. Instead, teachers are now expected to meet global standards, respond to industry demands, integrate technology, and most importantly, continuously improve professionally. So today, we now proceed to the Unit 6 of the teaching profession, where we will discuss a very important topic, which is ensuring teacher quality through competency frameworks and standards. But before we begin, let me ask you this question. What makes a teacher truly effective? Is it the mastery of the content? Is it the years of experience? Is it the strict classroom management? Or is it the ability to make students learn meaningfully? The truth is, teaching quality today is no longer based on experience or knowledge alone, because in the 21st century, teachers are expected to demonstrate professional competence, adapt to educational challenges, integrate technology, uphold ethical standards, and continuously improve themselves. This is especially important for you, future TLE teachers, because as future teachers specializing in electronics and electricity, you are not simply teaching lessons. You are preparing the learners for work, industry, technology, and real world challenges. And because of that, teacher quality matters. So, in this lesson, we will explore the major frameworks and standards that guide teacher quality in Southeast Asia and in the Philippines. So, specifically, in this unit, we will discuss teacher quality, competency framework for teachers in Southeast Asia, or what we call CFTC, the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, or PPST, and the Philippine Qualifications Framework, or PQF Level 6 competencies. So let's begin. But before anything else, let us first understand the idea of a quality teacher. When we hear the phrase quality teacher, many people immediately think of someone intelligent or knowledgeable. But teacher quality goes beyond intelligence. A quality teacher is someone who can facilitate meaningful learning, ensuring that the learners could really relate to the lesson that we are teaching them. So that's why we always connect it to their background, to what they have learned so far, or to the day to day activities that they do. Aside from that, a quality teacher is also someone who can support learner development, adapt to educational demands, and help students become competent individuals. We develop these students not just um, cognitive through their cognitive, their skills, but also we develop them holistically by targeting their affective domains as well. In other words, teacher quality is reflected not only in what teachers know, but in how effectively they help students learn. Now, this becomes more important in TLE, or in technical vocational education, because TLE is skill oriented, and students are not only expected to memorize the concepts. Instead, they are expected to perform tasks, solve problems, apply technical skills, and even follow professional standards. So, for example, sa inyo, sa electronics and electricity, you expect that your students must learn how to assemble the circuits, perform wiring procedures, what else? Troubleshoot faults, and even observe safety protocols. And therefore, a quality teacher must know how to balance theory and application, instruction and practice, technical skills, and personal values. Because a teacher who only lectures but never allows students to apply skills may not fully prepare learners for actual work environments. At the same time, a teacher who focuses only on performance tasks without explaining the concepts may also create shallow learning on the part of the students. Thus, effective teaching requires really a balance. And this is why educational systems establish competency frameworks and standards to guide teacher towards quality practice. And this now brings us to our first framework, which is the competency framework for teachers in Southeast Asia, or CFTC. This framework was developed to identify the competencies expected for teachers across ASEAN countries. So, of course, the Philippines is part of the 10 ASEAN countries, and that's the reason why we also anchor our teaching practices to what is expected of us from the standards or from the framework set by the ASEAN countries. So now, why is this important? Because Southeast Asian countries may have different educational systems, cultures, as well as resources. Lain-lain kita. Our resources differ from the resources available in Singapore, in Thailand, in Myanmar, and the rest. But teachers across the region share a common responsibility, and that is preparing learners for a rapidly changing and interconnected world. And this CFTC serves as a regional guide for teacher quality and even professional growth. In fact, its goals include improving teaching quality, promoting collaboration among ASEAN countries, and preparing teachers for global educational demands. Now, let us look at the major competency areas of this competency framework for teachers in Southeast Asia. So let's begin with the first one, which is knowing and understanding what to teach. So teachers are expected here to possess strong mastery of subject matter. And for TLE teachers, this means understanding the electrical concepts, circuit systems, technical operations, and even safety standards. So why is this important? Because technical subjects require accuracy, and incorrect information in electrical procedures may lead not only to confusion but also to safety risks. So, before teachers can teach effectively, they must first deeply understand what they are teaching. So, that's the first major competency area in CFTC. We as teachers should know and understand what to teach. That's the main point. We are capacitated. We are really taught for 4 consecutive years in college about the necessary concepts, theories, and all, so that by the time we would be teaching in the field, we know and we understand really what we are going to teach them. So that's the first major competency. Second is helping students to learn. So this is the second major competency in the Southeast Asia Teachers Competency Framework. And in here, teachers are expected to facilitate learning using effective and learner centered approaches. In TLE, this means moving beyond lecture based teaching. So instead, teachers here should use demonstrations, guided practice, simulations, laboratory work, and even performance tasks. And why is this so? Why are these the teaching strategies or approaches that TLE teachers should use? Because technical skills are learned through application and experience. Students learn wiring not by simply watching slides, but by actually performing tasks. That's why, kapila ko na ginaliwat-liwat sa inyo, when you plan your lessons, you have to ensure that you would only be a facilitator of learning. As much as possible, brief lang ang aton nga discussion. Much of the time given to the students would be allotted for them to perform, for them to practice the necessary skill that they need, especially in ano na, electronics and electricity. Thirdly, for us, the third major competency in the Southeast Asia Teacher Competency Framework is engaging the community. So, this emphasizes the connection between the school and the society. And teachers here are expected to connect classroom learning into the students' community needs, workplace demands, and even the industry practices. And for TLE teachers, this may involve industry immersion, partnerships with technicians, community-based projects, work and even workplace simulations. So good for you, ELTLX. I have heard from one of your supervisors that aside from practice teaching, no, may ara gid ka mo ya on the job training, so you would be immersed in the practices of the industry, so you're learning a lot during your on the job training. So that's a very good practice, and I do hope that by that time you would be immersed into the practices in the industry. You would really take note of the practices, because at the end, when you become teachers, you're training your students to be highly equipped with the skills and competencies relevant by the time they are already working in the industry, kung diin man ka mo nag immersion. So this things these engagements in community really ensures that learning remains relevant and practical. And when learning is relevant and practical, we could really ensure that our learners would really benefit from it and would really be engaged in your learning. So that's the target of the Southeast Asia Teacher Competency Framework, to develop a joyful learner. So please take note of that. And of course, the final competency highlights the lifelong learning. So the fourth here is teachers must become a better teacher every day. So in here, teachers must continuously improve themselves professionally, for and that includes highlighting that they have to really be involved into lifelong learning. So dapat ma-pursue kamo as TLE teacher, kapila ko na ginaliwat-liwat sa inyo, manami gid nga naga-pursue kamo masters and doctorate degree, and at the same time you equip yourselves with the necessary skills. So enroll kamo sa TESDA, kuha kamo NC, and if possible, kuha kamo trainers methodology, TM1 and TM2. Kay that is very relevant for you, and that could really hone your skills, develop and enhance more your skills, especially in ensuring that your students really acquire the skills relevant to them and relevant to the community by the time they would be um, ano na, they would be working in the industry. So for this, becoming a better teacher every day, this is especially important for electronics and electricity because technologies constantly evolve. There are new tools that are emerging, new safety standards that are being developed, and there are new systems being introduced. And remember, a teacher who stops learning may eventually teach outdated knowledge, and we don't want that to happen to you guys. The main point why we are encouraging you to become a lifelong learner is for you to teach updated knowledge. Kay if kapila na even in the previous unit about the global teacher, no, we have to ensure that we want as much as possible when our students graduate, they have that uh, skills necessary for them to work later on. And if we're giving them an outdated knowledge, basi ang mga skills nga ginatudlo naton sa ila, by the time na nga nag-graduate na sila and they're already working in the field, those skills might no longer be relevant kaya hindi na ang kinanglan sang industry. It's no longer being demanded by the industry. So that's why it is actually very important that we update the competencies, we update the knowledge that we teach and we relate to our students. Kay para kung ubra na sila, sigurado nga ang skills nga equip sila is really that skill relevant in the industry or relevant in the particular institution kung diin man siya yaya naga-ubra. So that's the essence of it. That is why quality teachers should continuously attend to trainings, learn new technologies, reflect on teaching practices, and improve their professional competencies. So that's why dapat wala lang kita yan nag-reflect sa teaching practices natin, but make sure that we develop ourselves professionally. And that includes attending to training, learning new technologies, and so on. So now that we have discussed that regional framework, let us now move forward to a Philippine context. So the Philippines uses the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, or what we call PPST. So this PPST defines what the teachers are expected to know, do, and even value in the profession. So this PPST serves as a guide for professional development, a framework for evaluating the teachers, and a standard for quality teaching. So amo gini ang gina-follow naton there ang mga public school teachers and even teachers teaching in private schools are following this Philippine professional standards. So actually in the PPST there are four career stages. May kita ginatawag nga beginning teacher which is the career stage 1, may proficient teacher career stage 2, highly proficient teacher or the career stage 3, and distinguished teacher which is under the career stage 4. But in this lesson, we will focus on the career stage 1, which is beginning teachers. Beginning teachers are educators who are newly entering the profession. And as future graduates of VT Ed, you are expected to function initially at this beginning stage. Beginning or career stage 1. So that's why dili lang kita anay ma-focus in our discussion. And let us now examine these 7 PPST domains. Mara ina siya 7 and beginning with the first one, which is content knowledge and pedagogy. Wait for a moment. So for domain 1, which is content knowledge and pedagogy, Teachers must demonstrate mastery of content and teaching strategies. So hindi lang gali essential nga dapat na master naton ang topic or ang content nga i-relay naton sa kabataan. Dapat by the time you graduate, dapat master mo man ang damo kag ang nagalain-lain nga mga teaching strategies. That's the reason why for your 4 years in ISAT University, you are taught of the different teaching methodologies, collaborative learning, inquiry-based learning, problem-based learning, project-based learning, lecture discussion, and many more. You are taught of these strategies to equip you with those strategies for you to be ready by the time you are already teaching in the field. Hibalaan mo, I've been ka-experience mo ko na ang first year of teaching na kon very struggle gid ya kay ti finally mo ara ka na gid ya sa tudtuod na gid niya, although naka-practice teach ikaw sang fourth year mo, pero by the time nga nagatudlo ka na ya, ikaw na gid ang teacher da. So you have to really ensure that the students really are active in your lesson, and for that to happen, you as a teacher must be must showcase that competency nga dapat competent enough ikaw na insindihan mo ang content ka gina-deliver mo, and you know how to identify the best teaching strategy that is appropriate for the specific lesson nga i-discuss nimo. So dapat sagad kita da. And for TLE teachers, this means that ang mga understanding electricals, you have to understand electrical concepts clearly. Aside from that, you have to teach them using the appropriate strategies. So do not rely much in lengthy lectures, because again, in TLE, mas gina-develop naton ang skills sa kabataan. So we have to give the students ample time to practice, give ample time for students to really develop that skill nga relevant sa ila. And so anong gina-highlight ko di? So instead of merely discussing circuit theoretically, you as a teacher should also provide demonstrations and hands-on applications. So ang muna ang gina-highlight sa Domain 1 in the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers. Hindi lang nga lecture ka lang da nga lecture, ginapaubra mo lang sa diretso. Dapat ma-demo man ikaw anay. Either you show them a video of a demonstration on how to do it, or you show them ikaw naga-demonstrate gid ikaw anay sa tubang how to properly do it for them to follow and for them to adopt that skill nga ara na sa imo. So that is for Domain 1. Now we move forward to Domain 2, which is learning environment. Now, here, teachers must create safe and supportive learning environments. This is very relevant, especially in TLE laboratories, no? Kaya nga, naga-deal ka mo daan sa mga workshop ninyo. Naga-ubra ka mo, naga-connect ka mo sa wires, naga-connect electricity. And isa lang da kasala, pwede ka na yan maka-lead to disaster inside the shop. So you have to ensure that we create that safe and supportive learning environment to the students. Now, ano ang nagaka-include sa good learning environment? So ikaw as a teacher, you have to ensure that the tools that you would be using in your class or in your shop should be properly organized. Kay para kung pangitaon, ara lang na, kung kuhaon, balaan kung diin ibalik, kag hindi magalalapta. Aside from that, you have to know the safety procedures. You have to also relay that to your students. That's why it is encouraged that if you are the one handling the laboratory, dapat may ara kada sa mga posters, may mga infographics stating what are the do's and don'ts that the students should do while working in the laboratory or in the shop. and let them know as well what are the safety protocols or procedures that they should follow whenever they are working in the laboratory. Aside from that, a good learning environment should also include respectful classroom interaction. So regardless of where it is, dapat ang pagtaha sang kabataan sa aton as the teacher should be there, as well as their respect to their classmates or group mates should always be practiced at all times. Kaya nga, ginasimulate na iya on what happens in the regular setting, especially if they are already in their respective workplaces, no? Because if they if your students would be working in the future, they don't work alone. They are working with their groups, with their teammates, with their workmates. So they have to know how to talk and how to collaborate with them correctly. Kay that's a very good skill nga dapat nila i-develop for that specific institution or for that specific workplace to thrive. Dapat nagabululigay. And that's also part of the 21st century skills nga dapat na-develop, di ba, sa kabataan. We discussed that previously in the previous unit. So dapat they have to collaborate well and respect their classmates and teachers. And lastly, a good learning environment should have an effective classroom management. So as a teacher, dapat wala mo lang ginaplano kung ano ang activity nga obrahon sa kabataan during your laboratory. Dapat wala mo lang ginaplano ang mga groupings nila, ano ila obrahon. Dapat you have to plan ahead of time, ensuring that when they do the activity, they are already guided and always focused on the task. Meaning, dapat as a teacher, you have to have that effective classroom management. Dapat kabalo ka nga mag-ensure nga hindi tamaan ka gahod sa sulod sang shop. They are just working. So that ang whatever your classroom looks like depends on how clear your instruction is to your students. So kung halin pa lang sa start nagamba ka na sa ila nga okay, you're only given this amount of this time for you to work on your task. You have to work collaboratively and ensure that this task be done in that designated time, or else you will not be rated for, or you will not no longer be evaluated. So kung klaro ang instruction ninyo, especially okay, group 1 diri lang kamo ha, wala may magagwa-guwa and so on and so forth. Focus, no shouting and all. Ensure that when working with these tools, your safety is the utmost priority. So if you're giving that clear instruction to the students, then I am certain, since it is effectively stated to them, they would follow it, and therefore effective learning happens in that learning environment. So that's for domain 2. Remember, safety is not optional, especially in technical education sa inyo TLE, and it is always part of your professional responsibility. Idugang ko lang, siguraduhon nyo, by the time you are teaching, may mga laboratory or shop activities kamo. Siguraduhon nyo nga hindi nyo pagbabayaan ang kabataan. Dapat ara kamo naga-facilitate, nagalantaw sa ila. Kay in case there are questions, queries with regards to the activities, ara kaya dayon to facilitate, to address their concerns and ensure that they are and being there ensures that those students are safe within the classroom where they learn things. Now we move forward to the third domain, which is diversity of learners. In here, teachers must recognize that learners differ from each other. Students vary in terms of their ability, may ara iban nga sagad-sagad, basta mga skills gani sagad gid, may ara iya nga sa theory lang, so budlayan sila. May ara man students vary in their learning pace, may ara nga dadasig maka-catch up, may ara man nga daw kinanglan liwat-liwaton mo pa, kapila pa dapat ma-practice before ya mag-gets ang process. Aside from that, learners vary in their background. They are brought up differently by different backgrounds and parents. So dapat we have to acknowledge them and give them equal opportunities. And these students may also vary in terms of their interest. Basi ang iban mga students yan inamian gid sila isang electricity and electronics nga subject, yeah, but others are not very good at it. So we have to always adjust our instructions based on the students and learners needs. Kung iban abi ang imo nga group of students are very maalam and sagad sila sa amuna, then provide them with more challenging tasks. But if your students are quite mediocre lang, or though hindi man gid sagad-sagad gid, then don't expect to provide them the same standard or quality nga ginahatag mo sa mga star section. So provide them with basic tasks that they could do for as long as you could still, or the students could still achieve the competency nga kinanglan para sa ila. Because again, ginahambal ko sa inyo, some students may still need more demonstrations, others may learn faster through application. So dapat ga-demonstrate gid kita, ginapakita ta sa ila para mabalaan nila ang process and for them to do it. Because remember guys, quality teaching considers these differences on the students. Now we move forward to the domain number 4, which is curriculum and planning. In here, teachers must prepare organized and competency-based lessons. So kung naka-discuss or nakaagi na ka mo subject Ed 9, mayara na that course is curriculum development with emphasis to trainer's methodology. And in that course, kapila ginaliwat-liwat that as a TLE's future TLE teacher, make sure mugid that your lesson is patterned to the competency-based lesson nga ginaobra sang TESDA. So, if you notice kung lang taon mo ang curriculum guide sang TLE, more of application gid na iya, naga-manipulate, naga-apply gid iya sang learning sang kabataan. Unlike in sciences, math and even other core subjects bala nga we sometimes prioritize mga key concepts, pero inyo bombarded gid yang kabataan sa mga skills nga relevant for them. So you have to ensure kay skills ang gina-target, ang imo nga lesson is really planned well, and you ensure many activities for the students to really apply the concepts that they have learned from your lesson and may performance gid sila. Kay di bala mo nang ginahambal ko sa inyo, ang TLE just like ESP, ang inyo yung grading system sa DepEd, 20% only ang mga written works that covers the quizzes. 60% of it lies on the performance tasks, ang mga activities, hands-on activities, mga performance, may mga output sila da nga ginareta naton via rubric. That's included in performance tasks, and another 20% lang ang quarterly assessment. So dako-dako gid ang percentage sang performance tasks. So in short, kamo as TLE teachers, siguraduhon nyo gid naga-perform, may hands-on activity gid ang kabataan. So you have sa inyong lesson plan, it should include very clear objectives. Dapat may laboratory activities dapat na sa inyo lesson plan dapat klaro pagid anong mga tools and materials nga kinanglan in that particular lesson, nga essential ina siya nga i-include kay para a day or few hours before your class na prepare mo na may summary ka na sa mga kinanglan mga tools and materials, and na prepare mo na ya ahead of time kay we have to ensure nga maximize naton ang instruction and activity time. Kay kung dira ka pa lang alas 8 klase mo, sa alas 8 ka pa lang makuha sa mga materials sa kinanglanon sa kabataan kag i-prepare ina, you are consuming much time nga instead nga magamit tani for instruction, instead nga magamit tani for hands-on activities kabataan, igamiton mo pa yaya for preparation. So dira naton ma-realize that as a teacher gali, wala lang kit dapat make sure naton nga magsulod kita sa klase prepared na tanan. Prepared ng activity sheet nga kinanglan mo, prepared na tanan nga materials nga kinanglan mo, nga kinanglan gamiton sa kabataan, and so on and so forth. Aside from that, dapat sa lesson plan pagid nimo dapat klaro ang way of assessment mo. So paano mo i-assess sa kabataan if ma-achieve yan na? So that's why dapat may rubric ikaw nga gina-prepare always na sa inyo. So aside from that, kung may mga 5 to 10 item quiz ikaw, dapat na-prepare naman na ahead of time. And aside from that, dapat ready man, ara man da sa inyo nga lesson plan ang mga safety reminders, especially during the laboratory activities nga iganap nga i-perform sa kabataan. So that's under the domain 4 of the Philippine Professional Standards for Teacher, which is curriculum and planning. Remember, good teaching is not accidental. It is carefully planned. Now we move forward to domain 5, which is assessment and reporting. So in here, teachers must assess learner progress appropriately. In TLE, assessment should not focus only in written exams. Again, do bag-o ko lang ginhambal, no? It should also include skill demonstrations, practical tests, performance tests, and even observation of technical procedures. That's why, kapila ko ginaliwat-liwat sa inyo, very essential nga may rubric kamo nga gina-prepare. It should contain the specific skill nga kinanglan ma-display sa kabataan, specific criteria nga dapat ma-achieve sa kabataan. So, depende sa inyo kung what type of rubric is it. If it's analytical rubric or holistic rubric. Magamba kita analytical rubric, amo nang rubric nga. For example, highest score for every criterion is 5. So sa 5 may description kada. So for example, creativity, may description ang 5. Ang 4 may description man, good lang. Anong indicator kung good lang? Kung 3 moderate, kung 2 poor, kung 5 very poor. So dira makita kung okay, kung creativity lang di, kung 5 4 3 2 1. So more siya, analytical siya kay klaro kung pila ang score in every criterion. Whereas kung holistic rubric naman niya, mayara lang ya sando generalized nga competency nga gina-require sa kabataan. So kung 8 to 10 amo ni excellent, kung 5 to 7 good lang, tapos kung 1 to 3 for example poor, so at least do may ara siya general. So depende sa inyo what type of rubric are you going to use, but again pila ko gina-reiterate, if you are evaluating or assessing the skills or performance of the kabataan, dapat may rubric gid kamo nga ginauyatan. Because in technical education, students must demonstrate competence and not only recall information. Now we move forward to domain 6, which is community linkages and professional engagements. In here, teachers should build positive relationships with stakeholders and community. Sino ang mga stakeholders? Your students, the parents of your students, the community members in the community where you belong. So dala na sila dira. So for TLE teachers, industry connection is highly important. Nga because workplace demands influence technical education. Kung aware ka mo, ang mga competencies and even ang mga NC na bala nga gina-offer sang TESDA, it varies from time to time. May changes ina siya. May ara nga course in NC nga gina-offer before sang 2018, but sa subong nga 2026 it's already deemed irrelevant. I heard from one of my colleagues, may NC2 siya on that specific course, nga na-assessed man siya, and then that's the reason why nakakuha siya national certificate, no, kay meaning expert siya meaning skilled siya on that particular course, no, sa bread and pastry. However, hindi iya na magamit ang amuna nga certification niya or national certification niya sa subong, because may mga updates na in the qualifications and competencies on that specific course. And kinanglan niya liwat nga magtuon naman sa magkuha naman and course sa TESDA for her to be assessed and get that another NC naman. So that's why dapat we have to really focus and we have to ensure nga kita as teachers connected kita ya sa aton community, sa aton nga industry. For example, kung kamo electronics, electricity, dapat make aware ikaw sa kung anong mga recent trends nga ginaubra sa mga electronics electrician. Subong kung makakadto kada sa mga hypermart, anong mga usual ginaubra sa mga electronics electricians so pabalo-balo ka, pangilalang-ilala ka as a teacher, kay kinanglan na i-aware ka kung ano dapat ang competency nga itudlo mo sa kabataan, because again, you're teaching them of the skills that are relevant by the time that they would be working already. So, in here, teachers, remember this, the teacher who connect with industry professionals can better align your instruction with actual workplace expectations. So that's what my point is. And lastly, the seventh domain in the Philippine professional standards for teacher is professional growth and professional development. So in here, teachers are expected to continue improving professionally. So, magamba kita improving professionally. This includes reflection. So, dapat you have to constantly reflect on your teaching strategy, nga i-check mo, oy, ano man, ka-learn man ang kabataan sa akon nga way of teaching. Basi bulayan sila bala, should I change it? Should I improve it? None. So you have to reflect on that. Professional growth also includes further studies. So dapat gina-equip mong imo nga skills by enrolling to master's and doctorate degree, and even in getting trainer's methodology, TM1, TM2. That's why dapat involve kapag in trainings, certifications, and skill upgrading. Kaya bala nyo guys, edge gidya sa inyo nga TLE teachers if may ara ka mo trainers methodology 1 or trainers methodology 2. Even kung gusto nyo ya magsulod ka mo sa senior high, kung TM ka mo ya do taas na dayon inyong rank, kay ginabasihan ng inyong skill mo. So that's why ma-acknowledge ina siya kag taas dasig ka mo ma-promote. Because remember guys, teaching is a lifelong learning of improvement. So that is for Philippine professional standards for teachers. Those are just the basic standards or skills required of you as a beginning or career stage 1. So remember, teachers who have gained qualifications recognized for entry into the teaching profession and need support for more experienced colleagues. So don't worry kung first year nyo na or first mo na iya as a beginning teacher, expected na iya that you are not very good pagid in terms of content, and not very good pagid in terms of your teaching strategies. Expected na iya. That's why constant na iya nga ara pa ng inyo nga supervisor, ara da ang inyo nga principal nga naga-observe sa inyo, or kundi gani ang department head naga-observe the way you teach, the way you manage your class, and give appropriate feedback to you. Kay kinanglan pa na iya ninyo or naton as a beginning teacher or if you are under that career stage 1 pa sa aton nga PPST. So don't be anong term? Don't be discouraged if makita mo nga dudamo ka palapses. Natural lang na siya. Tanan nga mga expert and mga highly distinguished na nga mga teachers nowadays, naka-experience man na sa experience mo, sa experience sa mga first year teachers. And what's important is you are willing to learn from others, and you are also doing your best, the best that you could, to ensure nga makapacitate ka man and you are really that qualified to those standards or domains nga ginaset sang Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers. So that's all for the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers framework that we use and follow here in the Philippines. Now, let's move on to another framework, which is the Philippine Qualifications Framework, or PQF. So this PQF is a national system that classifies educational qualifications according to the competency levels. It ensures that the graduates possess appropriate knowledge, skills, and even professional responsibility. And as future VTVT Ed graduates, you shall fall under this level 6 or PQF level 6, which corresponds to bachelor degree qualifications. So of course, expected na iya after mo graduate sa imo nga BTVT Ed course or program, after mo na graduate, you have to take the board exam. After passing the board exam, it's expected that you apply for the school where you wanted to teach. And ang entry level mo da iya, L6 kada, meaning PQF level 6. Now, anong mga competencies nga gina-require or expected in this level 6, PQF level 6? So, if you are graduates of any baccalaureate degree, BTVT Ed for instance, you are expected to demonstrate broad and coherent knowledge. So, do may idea ka man da, kay for 4 consecutive years, you are taught not just for professional education, may general education pa da, may major pa ninyo nga courses, no? Ginatun-an nyo na, and gina-ensure nga dapat intindihan kag you're equipped with the skills relative to that. Aside from that, when you graduate, you're expected to demonstrate technical competence. And I believe, kamo sa TLE, do ang inyong mga professors, ginahatagan gid kamo ample time for you to perform a specific competency sa electronics, electricity, ginatudluan gid kamo paano mag-connect sa mga wires and so on and so forth, dira paano magkayo sa mga electronic devices and so on and so forth. So you are quite competent in that sense because of the skills that are nurtured and honed by you by your instructors. Aside from that, when you graduate, you are also expected to demonstrate critical thinking. That's why, as much as possible, as ang aton nga mga instructors, we are not only giving you type of tests that only targets mainly recall or define, recall lang kamo sa mga terms and all. Even in instance, may mga scenario sila nga ginahatag where you're going to solve a certain problem. And when you solve those problems, that develops your critical thinking skills. And nga ang gina-simulate ina siya sa mga teachers. Nga ang gina-encourage ta kamo nga dapat kung nagatudlo kamo sa kabataan, you develop their critical thinking skills because when they already teach in when they already work in their respective workplaces, there might be problems nga ma-encounter nila. And if the graduates or if the students have not developed critical or problem-solving skills, then problema ina. Hindi nila masolvar ang problema sa industry or sa workshop or sa workplaces nila. So that's why, as graduates, kamo in particular, dapat na-develop or nag-demonstrate kamo sang critical thinking. Aside from that, when you graduate, you are expected to demonstrate good communication skills. Dapat kabalo ka mo mag-coordinate, mag-collaborate with your teammates, and you have to communicate well what are the issues in the shop or in the workplace kung ara dira. I-relay ina siya for that particular problem or issue to be solved. And if you have any solutions to those problems, you communicate it as well. Aside from that, as graduates, you're also expected to demonstrate professional responsibility. So, dira na nagasulod ang aton nga values, dapat kabalo kita mag-collaborate, kabalo kita makipag coordinate with the people in the shop or in the workplaces kung diin kita hindi kita ya permi nagahagad sa mga inaway or so on and so forth. So, for future TLE teachers, this means that being able to apply technical knowledge effectively. Aside from that, you are able to solve problems, communicate clearly, and function professionally and ethically. Because remember, PQF Level 6 also expects the graduates to become independent professionals capable of functioning in both local and global context. So, gina-ready na da. So, by the time nga nag-uubra ka, you are equipped with all those competencies, all those skills nga relevant nga kung ikaw nag-uubra ka na, biskan ikaw lang isa, with minimal supervision, you could already do the necessary things or requirements nga gina-require sa workplace sa imo. And sa imo as future teachers, gina-expect nga by the time you graduate, independent enough ikaw nga hatagan ka lang sang hambal ni sang imo nga principal, okay, amo ning imo nga specific course nga itudlo sa senior high school. So you just connect it to or make sure that it's aligned to the curriculum guide set by the DepEd. So ikaw na da bahala, ma'am ha, teaching strategy mo, how are you going to assess the students? Siguraduhon lang naton ma'am nga ma-achieve sang bata ang competency nga gina-require sang DepEd. So that's what the PQF Level 6 expects graduates or you as a soon-to-be beginning teacher nga ara sa career stage 1. So, now, let us connect everything. The CFTC, the Philippine Professional Standards for Teachers, and the Philippine Qualification Framework may differ in their specific focus, but they all share the same or one common purpose, and that is to ensure teacher quality. So, based on this framework, CFTC, PPST, PQF, ginasigurado lang da iya nga by the time nga nagaubra ka na, you have that qualities of an effective teacher. Dapat quality ang teacher nga nagatudlo sa aton nga kabataan. And together, these frameworks emphasize that teachers must possess a strong knowledge, facilitate meaningful learning, demonstrate professionalism, adapt to change, and continuously improve. And for future TLE teachers like you, this is especially important because technical vocational education directly affects employability, workplace readiness, and even industry competence. So as we end in this lesson, and in this particular unit, remember this very important insight. Teacher quality is not measured only by what teachers know, but by how effectively they help learners grow, apply skills, solve problems, and prepare for life and work. So, as future TLE teachers specializing in electronics and in electricity, you are not simply teaching technical procedures on your students. You are shaping future workers, future technicians, future innovators, and responsible citizens. And because of that, you are always expected to uphold quality, competence, professionalism, and continuous growth. Because in the end, quality education begins with quality teachers. Thank you, everyone. I hope you learned something from our Unit 6, which is ensuring teacher quality through standards and framework. That's all for this unit. Thank you and see you again in our next lesson. Goodbye, everyone.